Hello, and welcome back to my math YouTube series. For those of you who don't know me, I'm Andrew, a local Bay Area tutor. I offer in-person and virtual tutoring, and I'm the one behind these helpful videos. Be sure to check out my website via the link in the video description below, and please give this a thumbs up if you find this video helpful. Now, on to today's subject, volume. So volume is basically a 3D measure, or a measure of the 3D space that an object occupies. So think of volume as a measurement of, let's say, cubic units, right? Inches cubed, meters cubed, centimeters cubed, etc. So the volume of simple solids, the formula is length times width times height. So if we have like a rectangular prism here, that's an example of a simple solid. So it'd be, let's say this one's 6 by 5 by 4 inches. Then I'll color code and show you why I do the math that I do. But basically this works out to being 6 times 5 times 4, which is ultimately 120 cubic inches. So that means this object takes up 120 cubic inches. So let's summarize that. For cubes and rectangular prisms, and I'll draw an example here of a cube and then also a rectangular prism. Length times width times height is going to be equal to the volume. What if we had a different shape, like a triangular prism? Here's an example. So again, what about this? What about a triangular prism? How do we do this? So step one is to find the area of the triangle, and then we're going to multiply by basically the depth of this figure, which would be like the 4 inches. So the area of the triangle is going to be 1/2 times base times height. I have an area video on this. So if you don't know that math, or how I got to 30 inches squared, check that area video out. And then we're going to multiply by the depth, which is 4 inches that triangle is part of the depth, basically. So 120 inches cubed is the volume of this figure. Actually didn't even plan that out, but that was the same as the last one. So I'll minimize this, and then I'll just add the general formula. So it's half of the base times height times the depth. That's going to be the volume. What about for a cylinder? And let's say the cylinder has a radius of 5 inches and a height of 10 inches. So step one is going to be to find the area of the circle face, and then step two will be to multiply by the height, which is almost like the depth of that circle travels, kind of like the triangular prism. So the area of that circle is going to be 25 pi inches squared. And then we're going to take that and multiply times the 10 inches. That's the height of the cylinder. And so the volume is 250 pi cubic inches. So just like before, I'll minimize that and summarize the formula here. But basically it's finding the area of the circle, pi r squared, times the height of the cylinder, which is the volume of that cylinder. For a sphere, which I'm going to try and draw a decent image here, you get the picture. The formula is a little harder to explain via a drawing, so I'll just write it down. But really all you need to know is the radius of the sphere, and then it's 4/3 times pi times the radius cubed. And finally, for a rectangular pyramid with a square base, that's what a rectangular pyramid is, the formula is length times width times height divided by 3. Where the length and the width are the length is the base width, the width is the base width, and then the height is the pyramid height. And so I'll add actually what all of these variables mean for all these different shapes. And I'll end here on this screen. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.